Welcome to another Brittany's Bites. Today I thought I would stray a little bit from some of the recipes I've been making lately. I've made a lot of dinners and soups and game day snacks and sweet treats, and I thought, let's make some breakfast. So today we are making blueberry coffee cake. It's gonna have fresh blueberries, cinnamon, pecans, a little sour cream to give it some real richness, and of course, a lot of sugar and butter. That's what makes it so great. So is this a healthy breakfast for you? Of course not, but it's an indulgent one and maybe a sweet treat just to treat yourself if you need something this weekend to do that. So let's get started. All right, we've got here in the stand mixer 2 sticks of butter. So that's a ½ cup each. So it's 1 cup of butter, 2 sticks, and it's been softened. That's really important to do. So they've been sitting out for quite some time. To that, we are going to add 2 cups of sugar. Had to figure out which one was which here. And I am running low on sugar, so it might be a struggle for me to get a full 2 cups out of this, but we are gonna give it a go here. So we've got 1, as I spill it everywhere, 1, and then I might just cheat a little bit, go like this. I may spill some on the counter, but that's okay. Or a lot on the counter. Okay, oh. I need a little bit more. Ah, I'm losing it all. Okay, that's pretty good. So we've got 2 cups there, and what we want to do is just get it started, get it creamed together. I'll clean up some of my spilled sugar, and then we'll add in some more ingredients. Okay, I'm just gonna take a second to scrape down the sides, but as you can see, it is getting so nice and fluffy. It's almost turning white, and that's when you know you have beaten quite enough air into it. It usually takes about 5 minutes or so. So I'm just gonna scrape it down to make sure it is all combined, give it another couple of minutes or so, and then we will add in the other ingredients. Okay, looking good. So I'm gonna pop it up here. Oop. Get some of this off of the paddle and then add in some eggs and vanilla. And what I've done just to prep so I have everything ready to go, I already have 2 eggs here, and usually you want to kind of add in 1 at a time and then give it a good mix. So I'm gonna try to do 1 egg from this. There we go. I'll give it a mix and then add in the other one. The next ingredient we're gonna add in is a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just gonna try to give myself more space to maneuver around the paddle by lifting it up. So I've got a teaspoon here. I'm gonna be very careful. There we go. Just gonna give this a good mix, and then we're gonna mix up separately our dry ingredients that we're gonna add. Get this going again. Okay, the wet ingredients are basically mixed up and ready to go. You can see it's pretty thick, and this batter will end up being pretty thick, but that's what's gonna make it so great when it comes together as a cake. I'm gonna scrape down the sides a bit, and then in this bowl, we're gonna put together the dry ingredients to make sure that those are all independently mixed before we put things into this batter. Okay, we are back and ready to get going with the other ingredients. I've just got some regular AP all-purpose flour here, and this calls for 1 3/4 cups. So thankfully I've got my little leveler here, and I have enough flour, unlike my sugar, so I should be good to go. So here's 1 cup. And then I just grabbed my little 1/4 cup, so I'll just have to do 3 of these. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, to that we are going to add a teaspoon of baking powder. Oh, make sure I got the full teaspoon. Okay, teaspoon, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then we're just gonna do a quick mix of that together and then add that to our batter. But what else we're gonna add to the batter? So usually if you have some liquid, you're gonna sort of alternate with the dry ingredients and the liquid ingredients. The liquid in this is sour cream. That's what makes it so nice and rich and actually keeps it really moist. So you've probably seen me use one of my favorite kitchen tools before. I've already gotten the sour cream prepared. It is 1 cup. So I'm basically gonna add in a little bit of the dry, about half of this, and then keep going. So let me give this a quick mix to make sure all of the dry ingredients are all together. Great. Okay, let's start with the dry. Put a little bit in. We're gonna give that a little mix and then add in some sour cream and go back and forth. Okay, I'm gonna add in a little bit of the sour cream. Let's see. This might not be so easy to do. Here we go. There we go. Gonna mix that up and then again, just go back and forth until we're done. Okay, everything is combined. It looks great. It's all nice and fluffy. I'm gonna make sure that I at least clean some of this off the paddle. We don't want to waste that batter. And then one of the most important ingredients goes in next, and we are talking blueberries. Now for this recipe, you can use either frozen or fresh. I've done both. Today, I happen to have fresh blueberries that I have washed and rinsed and I have ready to go. It takes about a cup, but sometimes I do more than that because I really love blueberries. Now, I just got it on me. You don't want to do too much because then you'll sort of, disrupt the content of the liquid to the flour to all of that. But, I'm gonna take this off and then put in the blueberries. Here I have my cup of blueberries, and you want to take this off of the mixer because you don't want the blueberries to get demolished by mixing them up. So you're gonna fold them in. So I'm gonna pour these in and fold them in, and then we're gonna talk about the streusel topping. Our blueberries are all folded in. It looks so great. Now we're gonna start on the streusel. I'm just gonna use the same bowl that I had the flour mixture in earlier. It's just 3 ingredients. We're gonna have brown sugar, cinnamon, and pecans. Of course, the 3 greatest things to make a streusel, right? So we just need a half cup of packed brown sugar. Make sure that I get it all packed in here. Great, we got that. Add a little bit of extra. And then to that, we're gonna add a half teaspoon, or actually 1 teaspoon, sorry. I just happen to have a half teaspoon measure with me of cinnamon. There's half, and then half, great. And then the last thing is a half cup of pecans. And you can use the pieces or the small little chips. That's just what I happen to see at the store. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna get about a half a cup in here. And we wanna mix that all up. Just use this. And then we're gonna start putting it in our lovely bundt pan. Excited about that. And I do have that, by the way, greased up a little bit with baking spray. So the baking spray has a little bit of a powder in it, so a powder coating, and that is different from the normal nonstick spray, which you could use if that's all you have on hand. Okay, that's pretty good. I have like a big chunk of brown sugar I'm gonna take out of there. Okay, here is the bundt pan ready to go. So now I'm going to take half, let's switch this around, half of the batter and put it in, and you kind of gotta scoop it around because it is a very thick batter. That is how it's supposed to be. And we wanna, eyeball about how much half is, because then we're gonna put a layer of the streusel, of course. Okay, that is mostly evenly spread out now, so we're gonna add in the streusel topping. Gotta watch what I'm doing here. So I'm just gonna sprinkle about half of this around, make a little layer, and it smells so great. I think maybe just to get it all covered, maybe one more. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna put the rest on top, smooth it out, and then top it with the streusel. So let me do that. Our blueberry coffee cake is now out of the oven. It was baking for about an hour or so at 350 degrees. I did the little toothpick test. It came out clean. I then let it rest and cool for about 10 minutes or so Probably could have let it go longer, but I'm just desperate to see whether I can cleanly get it out of the pan. That's always the trick, right? To see if it comes out nicely. So we're all gonna figure that out together. So I've got my little cake stand here. We're gonna flip. I think I felt it go. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it looks beautiful. You can see all of the blueberries. How great is that? Now, you can totally leave it like this, let it cool a bit more, slice it up and eat it as is. Or you could make a glaze. You just need some powdered sugar and some milk and then drizzle it on top. Or you could just sprinkle some powdered sugar, which is what I think I'm gonna do. I probably would wanna let it cool almost completely. Otherwise, the powdered sugar is just gonna sort of melt all in, but for our purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and do it so we can see how it will look. Okay, let's just give it a little shake here. Nice little dusting of powdered sugar all over the top. This turned out beautifully. You can make it just for yourself, but what if you brought this to a little gathering as well? You'd be the hit of the party. I hope you give it a try, this blueberry coffee cake. If you would like to see the recipe written out for you and have all of it ready to go at hand for you, just go online to WBIR.com.